Back here in the zone, and we're going to New York City now and talking, of course, to our reporters here that are just watching these closing arguments as they happen in real time. Today's Trump's hush money trial, 6 weeks and more than 20 witness testimony. The jury deliberations are set to happen very soon, short after these arguments, and then they'll get instructions. Then they'll deliberate supposedly this week. So pretty soon we could have a verdict here. Our Tom Fitzgerald live with us now. Fitz, both lawyers here trying to put a bow on this, and hopefully the jury believes their side. What do we know so far?
Well, this has certainly been an odyssey, and today is both sides' lawyers' last chance to get into the heads of these jurors before they head into that jury room to ultimately make a decision on this case. Now, this started off this morning with Team Trump. Todd Blanche, the president's lead attorney in this case, held the courtroom for hours as he basically went point by point, in his view, dismantling the prosecution's case. Now, Blanche seemingly describing this as what he called a paper case and a bookkeeping case, and suggesting that the jury really hadn't seen any, paperwork or bookkeeping that directly ties Donald Trump, in his view, to the 34 charges that are alleged in this case. He also, Blanche, took really sharp aim today, and arguably what was the star witness in this case from the prosecution side. Of course, that would be former Trump fixer Michael Cohen. At one point, get this, Blanche called him the GLOAT. The GLOAT stands for greatest liar of all time. So, you can take that for what it's worth. It went on like that, for hours today. Eventually, prosecutors were able to start their closing arguments as well. Prosecutor Michael Colangelo just basically dismissing everything that Blanche said. That prosecution closing is still underway right now. We expect that to continue for a while.
So, Tom, you've seen all kinds of things throughout your years of reporting. Is this case, do you think that the American people are taking this case as seriously as they should? Does it carry as much weight? It's a former president on trial. Or is this thing just becoming maybe just a footnote to what's going to be Donald Trump's legacy?
Well, that's an interesting question. And I'll say this. Anybody who covers politics, who tells you they've seen this before, they haven't. Nobody has seen this before. This has never happened before. We could possibly be seeing the first felony conviction in U.S. history of a former United States president. That's never happened before. So all of this, from day one right up until now, has been, history precedent setting. Now, as to whether or not people are paying attention to this, there's some indication that we've had from some recent polling that they have. Get this, there was a Quinnipiac College poll. They looked at this. They said 46% of voters believe that Trump did something illegal. 29% did he something unethical but not particularly illegal. And 21% said they don't think he did anything wrong. So, this is a situation where you've got really two courts here. The courtroom in New York and the court of public opinion. And, while the court in New York is going to render a decision one way or another, whether they're going to convict, whether they're going to, acquit, whether there's going to be a mistrial, this other court, the court of public opinion, we don't know how that's going to turn out because this election still hasn't fully rolled out.
Yeah, and we know that the president has many times gone against the judge, saying you're not allowing me to campaign. Ahead of this election, he's to some degree used this trial to campaign in a Mr. Trump way, if you will. We have seen, forget about what's happened inside the court, Tom, we've seen a circus really play out outside this courthouse. A man sadly losing his life after lighting himself on fire. We've not seen the former First Lady show up to court, but today he had a strong presence of his family, including Tiffany Trump there at the courthouse. And then we've got Hollywood showing up today. What happened?
Yeah, well, maybe not Hollywood, but Tribeca was certainly there in the form of Robert De Niro. Now, look, it's no surprise. Robert De Niro, the actor, has been blasting Donald Trump for years. What was interesting about this today, was that De Niro's appearance, along with two former police officers who fought off rioters on January 6th at the U.S. Capitol, that would be Michael Fanone, who's a former D.C. police officer, and U.S. Capitol police officer, former Officer Harry Dunn, who recently lost a primary to be a Maryland Democratic congressman. All three of them showed up outside the courthouse today, to blast Donald Trump on the insurrection. They didn't really have much to say on this actual trial, but this was a warning about Donald Trump. That this was to get the insurrection, back on, front page, if you will. The interesting thing about this, though, that this wasn't quite, just coming out of nowhere. This was an official event by the Biden-Harris campaign today. And that's noteworthy because coming on the last day of these closing arguments, we're about to enter this phase where the jury's about to start making these deliberations. This presidential campaign of Joe Biden's has been absolutely silent on this trial almost since the day it began. So to come out on the day of closing arguments, with one of the biggest stars in Hollywood and also two police officers who fought during the insurrection is notable. That the Biden campaign now is trying to put a political focus on this, as well as the legal proceedings that have been going on for weeks now.
All right, Tom Fitzgerald for us. We'll see if that effort works come November.